which part of Kyrgyzstan do you like the most? Which places have you been? This kind of stuff here.
So I have been to Isiku.
Cool. What kind of food you like here in Kyrgyzstan?
So actually my favorite, I love the plov.
Plov. Oh,
I love the plov. I love shashlik. I love the
Mm-hmm.
mante. I love them. What do you call the one? Lagman.
Lagman.
Yeah, I like the lagman.
But we can cut later. You wanna say something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problems. We can cut later.
Kyrgyzstan, my country has got one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Victoria Falls.
Oh.
So anybody who wants to go to Zambia, I'm going to recommend the Victoria Falls. You have to come to Zambia.
Всем привет, дорогие друзья, это я, мистер Виктор, и сегодня наш подкаст это будет Базар Джок in английском. Our podcast is gonna be in English because we have an amazing, special, and awesome person here with us. Miss Nelia, who are you?
You said my name already.
But it's okay, it's okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Nelia. I'm an English teacher here at Kelechek MIT.
Great. And of course, Miss Nelia, she's a very special teacher here with us. She's amazing. And to the people who don't know you, can you tell, basic information about you? What you like, what you don't like, hobbies, this kind of stuff, please.
All right. So my name is Nelia. I'm from Zambia. I'm an English teacher. What are my hobbies? I like to read. I like to cook. Actually, for me, cooking is more like a stress reliever. So usually on weekends, I spend my time hands-on in the kitchen. Pretty much that's it. And I like to travel, stay home, watch movies. I'm actually more of a home girl.
Nice, interesting. And a question, for how long have you been in Kyrgyzstan?
So I've been here for 2.5 years. This is actually my 3rd year here.
3rd year. And how is the experience going?
It's been great. It's been great. To be honest, when I first came here, I didn't know I was going to last this long. I didn't know I was going to adapt because it was kind of strange being here, studying from the language. Man, I've never spoken Russian my whole life, and it was just crazy. It was really crazy, but now it's good. It's good. I'm learning Russian. I'm teaching my students English. They're teaching me Russian here and there. So it's been amazing. It's been an amazing 3-year journey.
Interesting. And for some people, maybe Zambia may be a country that they don't know too much. Can you tell us a little bit about your country?
All right. So Zambia is in the southern part of Africa. Actually, my country has got one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Victoria Falls.
Oh.
So anybody who wants to go to Zambia, I'm going to recommend the Victoria Falls. You have to come to Zambia. We have a lot of amazing sightseeing places, a lot of attractions. We have falls. We have the Victoria Falls. We have the Mambilima Falls. We have beaches in Zambia. We have game parks in Zambia. It's beautiful. It is very, very beautiful. I'm not even... Probably my country should hire me as their manager so I can do the adverts for them.
Okay, nice. So guys, it's something interesting because I always say the same. Kyrgyzstan is a beautiful country. So Kyrgyz people, they like nature, their mountains, lakes. So now you have one more information about a place you could visit, Zambia, with an amazing, awesome and bazar joke nature. Okay, and Miss Nelia, how did you know about Kyrgyzstan?
So I never knew about Kyrgyzstan until 2018. Initially, my sister was supposed to go to Turkey for school. Then I don't know what happened, but she ended up in Kyrgyzstan because she's under Sapat University. So my father's friend used to be a contractor in Zambia for one of the Sapat schools. So he's the one who recommended that she should go to Turkey at one of the universities there. But unfortunately, up to now, I can't guess what happened. But then she ended up in Kyrgyzstan. So when she was coming here, we're like, where are you going? It was Kyrgyzstan. Everybody would pronounce it the way that they wanted. So my sister first came here in 2018. And when she came, I was like, hey, can you tell me about the country? Can you send me the name? How do you write this name? So I started to Google it. Then fast forward 2020, January, I lost my dad. And I came to Kyrgyzstan actually on a holiday because my parents decided that I needed a break from everything. So I came to Kyrgyzstan to visit my sister. And unfortunately, COVID happened. COVID happened, and I was like, okay, so there are opportunities here for me to teach English. That's how I applied, and I started working here.
Okay, okay, interesting. So it was not like your first plan to come here and stay for a long time.
No, I was actually here on a holiday.
Okay.
But I think probably one of the best decisions that I have ever done, actually.
Okay, great, interesting. And Natalia, what kind of cultural shocks you had here? Like something that you saw here that is not so common in Zambia, if you remember something.
So actually, I have come to realize that there are a lot of similarities other than differences, because like where I come from, we respect our elders. Families live together, and I've seen that with Kyrgyz people, family is one of the most important things to them. They eat a lot of meat. We eat a lot of meat in my country. Actually, meat is one of my favorite things to eat. Yeah, but usually I think for me the culture shocks weren't really much. It was actually the language that was a problem, but everything else was okay, easy to adapt, and yeah, pretty much that's it.
Okay, interesting. We're gonna cover the language part, but before you said about meat, food, and what kind of food you like here in Kyrgyzstan?
So actually, my favorite is I love the plov.
Plov. Oh,
I love the plov. I love shashlik. I love the mante. I love them. What do you call the one? Lagman.
Lagman.
Yeah, I like the lagman. I like the what do you call this?
Bishparmak.
The bishparmak. Yes, I think that's bishparmak. Yeah, bishparmak. I love bishparmak.
Okay.
It's actually one of the first foods that I tried out when I first came here, and me and bishparmak have a close relationship.
Okay, bazar joke, eh? Okay, good. Now you said something about the language, and how is your relationship with the Russian language?
We're getting there. We are getting there, and so far so good. I've actually improved. Even my students always tell me, Miss Nelia, good. Because when I first came here, I had a problem starting from the names. It was so hard for me to get the names right. Even up to now, it's still hard. But so far, so good. My Russian vocabulary has improved, and I'm super proud of myself. I don't know what's going to happen to me this summer, because every time I have a holiday, summer break, I come back and my Russian is ploha. It's back to zero. But yeah, but it's good. Everybody, even you, Mr. Victor, you helped me with the Russian. So we're getting there. We are getting there. I can make sentences in Russian. Okay. I can explain in my class in Russian, and my students do understand.
Can you say some sentences in Russian? Or
no, Victor, let's not go there. No? Okay. Like what? No, but Russian. The problem is my Russian is enough for me in class when I need to explain. Like, for
example, outside, no.
No, outside Russian it's terrible. But if I need to explain, get a point across to my students, I will fight with the Russian and I'll get it right. Okay. But please don't ask me to make a sentence.
Okay, good. Nice. Now let's see. And Miss Nelia, you were saying in the beginning about the nature, about the достопримечательности, right? Sightseeing in your country. But which part of Kyrgyzstan do you like the most? Which places have you been, this kind of stuff here?
So I have been to Isikul. I don't think there's anybody who's ever come to Kyrgyzstan and haven't been to Isikul. I've been to Isikul and I love Isikul so much. It's
but we can cut later. You wanna say something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problems. We can cut later.
Kyrgyzstan, marriage. Just joking, sir.
So you were saying that you were in Isikul, you like it, love it, and
I have been to Alata Mountains also, except I don't like hiking. But it's beautiful, it's nice, the nature, there's fresh air. I have been to Chunkuchak also. Last year, the school organized, actually not last year, even this year they did something, but I didn't go for the trip this year. But last year, the school organized a trip for us teachers to go to Chunkuchak, and I had a great experience there, except I didn't do any skiing or any snowboarding. It was really nice. It was a good experience. Yeah.
Nelia, do you have some kind of experience or like funny situation that happened here in Kyrgyzstan that you remember?
Actually, when I first came here, whenever I'm walking in the streets or at the mall, like I would find all these people and they would tell me, "Можно photo, можно photo, можно photo." Now it happens less, but yeah, that used to happen to me a lot of times. Like whenever, even if I'm walking in the street, like, "Hey, можно photo, можно photo." And I was like, "Okay." And I was telling my mom, like, "Mama, I'm famous here." Like every time I'm walking in the streets, or I'm at the mall, somebody's gonna stop me and ask me for a photo. But over the years, it's reduced. It's reduced. Probably, especially if I go to the bazar, probably they're tired of seeing me at the bazar, so they no longer ask me for photos anymore.
Okay. And now, Miss Nelia said, like here at school, Kelechek, you teach English, right?
Yes.
And how is the relationship with the kids?
My relationship with the kids is amazing. I love these kids. They keep me on my feet all the time.
Great.
But so when I first came, I've actually come to realize that when I first came, it was kind of difficult for them to understand me at first, because obviously they weren't used to being taught by a teacher, especially like the kids here that is not from Kyrgyzstan to begin with. But then again, I think for them it was kind of, they look at me, they look at my color, like we're too different. And that's okay too, because it would freak me out if somebody that I don't know came and started teaching me like that. Like, I'll give you a very practical example. When I was younger, I went to an international school, and I had, my headmistress was white, she was Canadian, I had white classmates, and I used to feel in some kind of a way being around them. You know, I'm like, do I fit in here? Do I really want to be here? And to be honest, I didn't last at that school. My mom would tell you, and every time she's making jokes, she's like, "Hey, you ran, how are you managing to teach those kids there? Because when you're here, you ran away from a school with white kids." And so, but then I feel like from that experience, I have come to adapt, being around a lot of people. I've met people with different colors, different backgrounds, and what's amazing is that my kids come to school because they want to learn, and I come to school because I want to share my knowledge with them. They share that knowledge with me. And so, to be honest, it was quite challenging in the beginning, but I feel like over the time we've come to understand each other. They've come to understand me as a teacher, and I've come to understand them individually, not just in a class setup, but individually as students. So it's been going on good.
Have you been to a kind of cultural event here, for example, a wedding, like something like this, and how was it?
I have been to 2 weddings actually.
Whoa.
Yes.
One was
I've been to 2 weddings. One was between an African guy with the Kyrgyz lady.
Really?
Yes.
Whoa, nice.
And the other one was between a Kyrgyz guy and a lady from England. Yes.
And how was it?
It was really nice.
It was a kind of traditional wedding or not? Mix it.
It was, I think for me it was mixed, kind of modern kind of wedding. But one thing I'm gonna put some respect is Kyrgyz weddings have a lot of food.
Yes, it's bazar joke.
Kyrgyz weddings have a lot of food, and I was so shocked when we went to the wedding, and then the wedding is over, and they're like, pack everything that is on your table. You can take. I'm just like, wow, I need to get invited more to Kyrgyz weddings.
Okay.
No, but it was nice. It was nice. Different people, happy people. One thing about Kyrgyz people, they love the music, and I love music. So anywhere you're gonna find music, and me, and it was really nice to just dance and get to know everyone. Yeah.
Okay, great. Guys, look, of course, we have a lot of things to ask Miss Nelia, to talk with her. But, we're going to ask her to come here again, like other times. But, Miss Nelia, would like to say something like your final words for this video here?
To begin with, Mr. Victor, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Finally, this podcast has happened because, well, Mr. Victor and I have been talking about this podcast from last year.
Yes, for a long time.
For a long time. But finally it has happened. Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Victor. I hope to come back again and we can talk about a lot of things, but it's been amazing. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Great.
Kelechek Media
Lab. And Miss Nelia, she was complaining because there's nothing here to drink. But next time we're gonna bring some chai.
Pajausta vada.
Kurut.
Fruits.
Aralash. Okay.
How do you say fries again?
Huh?
Miesto No.
Мясо.
Miasa, free.
Okay.
Pajausta, Mr. Victor.
Lipioshka. Okay. Okay.
No,
So,
but thank you so much. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you for being here with us, with your time and also the information you brought us. It's always amazing to hear, different people from different countries and their view about Kyrgyzstan. So, say paka paka, Miss Nelia.
Paka paka.
Bye bye.
Das
Bye
vidanya.
bye.